I've gotten lots of questions about refinancing mortgages and the current interest rates, and based on what the media hype is regarding the Fed lowering those Fed funds rates to nearly zero, is now a good time to look into refinancing your home mortgage. That's what we're talking about today. I put together some information regarding the 4 most frequently asked questions about home mortgages, and I hope that you find this information to be helpful. See you on the other side. Thanks for joining me. I'm Susan Thetford with Parks Properties here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm one of the few remaining native Nashvillians, a unicorn. Here on my channel, we talk about all things Nashville and real estate related. If that's of interest to you, please, I invite you, subscribe to my channel and tap that bell. You will be notified every time a new video drops, which is weekly. I'd hate for you to miss a thing. So let's answer your questions. Number 1, I saw on the news that the Federal Reserve Fed funds rate is near zero. Shouldn't mortgage rates also be near zero? The Fed fund rate is the rate that the Federal Reserve charges banks. In other words, the government charges banks to borrow money that they borrow overnight to meet their short-term obligations. Businesses might have trouble borrowing money over the coming weeks due to the virus, and the Reserve's move to lower Fed funds rate will give the banks more confidence that they can lend money to small business, knowing that they can borrow from the Federal Reserve at lower rates. So the zero rate that people are hearing about on the news will not directly affect mortgage rate, but they should impact shorter term loans like your consumer debt on credit cards and auto loans. Question 2, I hear that the U.S. Treasury Bonds are at record low, so shouldn't my mortgage rate also be low? Mortgage rates are determined by the price of mortgage-backed securities, or MBSs, and they have their own market. Prices are determined by the supply and demand. Over the past week, the supply of those MBSs has really outpaced demand, causing the value of the MBS to drop. When the value of the mortgage-backed securities drops, the rates go higher. Is this helpful? Please pass it on to anyone that you know who might have some of the same questions. Question 3, is the government doing anything to bring these rates down? The Federal Reserve Bank has promised to buy U.S. mortgage-backed securities to stabilize that MBS market. While rates may fall back to early March lows, it's unclear whether the supply again will overwhelm the demand as it did last week, which would cause the rates to artificially inflate. Question 4, what can I expect interest rates to do in the next several weeks? Oh gosh, I sure wish that I had a crystal ball, and I'd love to know actually what you think. But truly, the COVID-19 coronavirus has introduced new risks to the entire economy, which makes all the markets unpredictable. Whether we're expecting the rates to come back down in the next 30, 60 days to where they were in late February and early March, when it might have been really beneficial to have refinanced your mortgage, the drop will probably be when it happens for a very short period of time, as the banks once again might be inundated with loan apps, and they will artificially raise those rates to control the volume. If you wish to be in a position to take advantage of another possible drop in interest rates when it happens, you should go ahead and consider doing a full loan application now. Submit your loan documents in order to be able to lock in that lower interest rate as quickly as possible. I work with one of the best mortgage lenders in the business, and I will include his information in the description below. His name is Brandon Carter with Legacy Home Loans. I have known Brandon for several years and believe in him so much that actually I just closed my own permanent home mortgage with him in the last 2 weeks. If you have any other questions that I might help you with, please reach out to me. I'll probably know the answer, or I can at least point you into the right direction to get to the right answer. As always, if you know anyone thinking about buying or selling a home here in the Nashville, Tennessee area, please point them in my direction. I promise I'll take great care of them. Are you thinking of relocating to Nashville? Check out my relocation guide. I will also put that in the description box below. Great information, no advertisements, just the facts. Thanks so much, and I hope this information was helpful. I'll see you next week.